just ask you, what were your thoughts? First of all, did you have ESPN Plus? And two, what did you think of the game? Because I mean, there's no way you watch the Bucks and the Ravens after the Ravens jumped out to that
Yeah.
24 to 10 lead. But just what did you
Well,
think of this game?
honestly, I did miss like I was watching both games at the same time, but I missed the third quarter because I was writing my story on the Bucks and the Ravens. Because yeah, like you mentioned, it was a blowout. I was able to write quickly, so I was able to go back to the fourth quarter there on the Chargers and the Cardinals. So I can't really say what the hell happened for them to blow that lead, and I saw James Conner rip off that run there to get them in field goal position to win the game. So that's pretty much where I got there in the second half. But obviously, it's kind of a similar problem. Like they don't have a lot of skill players. We talked about it on Monday before the game. Quentin Johnson being out is going to be a problem. Joshua Palmer played better. He had that great sideline catch there, but when you have Will Disley being your leading receiver, you couldn't really get the running game going there. I know people are really mad at the interior of the offensive line for pass protection and run blocking. These are all problems that we've kind of told you guys before the season, and I'm not gonna take a victory lap, but I keep telling people it's gonna be a process. Just because you have Jim Harbaugh, it's not gonna fix all your problems. Jim Harbaugh is gonna take time. I love what he's doing, building through the trenches, but he don't have the talent. And when you have Will Disley and Hayden Hurst being your top receivers, then that kind of tells you what's going to happen there. So obviously the offense was better, and I'm not even impressed with the Cardinals. That kind of was a typical Cardinals game. You have James Conner doing the work. Marvin Harrison Jr. gets 2 catches, and then Kyler Murray runs around for a little bit. That's about it. So that just tells you don't have a good offense with the Chargers there. I thought they're going to unleash Justin Herbert after what happened the week before that. They didn't. But you don't have good wide receivers. You don't have a good interior offensive line. So yeah, I'm going back to patting myself on the back. It's a 2-year plan. You're probably an average team. You're not going to be better than average this year, but you won 5 games last year. So I know people are disappointed, but maybe it's time to look in the mirror and say, look at your roster. It's a middling offense, and you have to wait to the offseason to get better there. So hopefully you ask me about Cooper Kupp, Fernando, because I trust in Jim Harbaugh. I trust in Joe Ortiz having a great long-term vision for this team. Don't panic because you lost 1 game and then ruin the whole long-term plan. But you're 3-3 because you have a 3-3 roster.
Well, I think the frustration from fans is that fact that they've been in there with the Chiefs, they've been in there with the Steelers, and they've been in there with the. No, I mean the Steelers was probably the only game that they weren't in.
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody else, and that was because of all the injuries and stuff. But I guess the frustration is that they're basically almost like their defense is holding it down, and the offense isn't scoring any points.
That's the biggest
So
positive. That defense is way ahead of schedule. I love that defense.
I didn't like them yesterday. I thought yesterday they held them to 17 points. There was a lot of missed tackles. There was a
Okay.
lot of and I get it. There's no Christian Fulton. He was coming in and out. Asante Samuel Jr. is not there. These are like growing pains
Yeah.
from these corners, which I think is fine. I think Tarheeb Still and Cam Hart are going to learn a lot through this process, so I think it kind of helps them out. But at the same time, I guess the frustration from all the fans is at the beginning it was like run, 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 run. Yesterday, the Cardinals were loading the box, and they were like, okay, let's let your receivers beat us, and they couldn't. And Herbert had 12 incompletions. I think 5 of them were drops. So that was another aspect where they're like, well, Herbert's doing everything he can to try and power these guys through. They can't score any touchdowns. They haven't scored a touchdown in 15 drives, which is really bad. And then I feel like the frustration from Charger fans is also the past, that they've wasted Herbert up until this point.
Yeah.
They're still kind of wasting them in their minds. I'm not saying that the Harbaugh and them, because like you said, it is going to be a 2-year plan. We've said it's going to be a 2-year plan. Next offseason, they're going to have draft picks. Next offseason, they're going to have money. Next offseason, they're going to have a lot of different things. But I think the frustration with fans is that in the thought process, I think from what I've gathered is if they bring in a true number 1 receiver, that could help the offense out. And that's what I wrote last night. I said it's time to stop messing around. They need to go get something for Herbert, whether it's a good tight end or a good receiver, whatever it is. But what I told Dan last night is, in my thought process, they're going to say, you know what? We have DJ Chark coming back. We have Quentin Johnston coming back. and that's going to change everything. Which DJ Chark is not really going to change that much. And Quentin Johnson is okay, but he's not like a game-changing first-round draft pick. He's not Jordan Addison. He's not Zay Flowers. I mean, I guess he's behind Jackson Smith and Jigba, but I just don't understand why. Do you? I think they can win one. I just
Not
think it's
this
going
year.
to take time. Not this year. No, not this year. No, this year, if they got in as a wild card team, I think they'd be a scary wild card team that team would be like, oh crap, like we don't want to play them just because of the hard-nosed defense and some of the other things. But another aspect of it, Gilbert, and I'll ask you the question soon and then we can move on. The other aspect of it is, and I know I'm going to probably get beaten down for this one, they don't have a tough-nosed running back. J.K. Dobbins is not the tough-nosed run. Wow. J.K. Dobbins is a home run hitter. If you notice when he runs, he's trying to hit the hole and try and hit home runs. That's what they did the first two games. The first two games, Gus Edwards was taking the beating, and J.K. Dobbins was the one that was hitting those home run runs, and that hasn't happened. And it's like Dan's been saying on the show, their offensive line is not built to do what they're trying to do, which is run. They don't have the interior offensive line to do that. Bozeman has been horrendous. Zion Johnson can't run block. Trey Pipkins is kind of at times good, at times he's bad, but that's the same thing we've always said about Pipkins at even at right tackle. So that they're going to have to really work on the interior next offseason to really get it going. But once they fix this interior and maybe they get one or two weapons to go with this, a great tight end and maybe another receiver, they'll be fine. But right now, it's just, that's the thing, is that they're giving fans hope that, oh my God, we're right there with these teams, and they kind of lose. And that's the hardship that you're going to go through. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a year. Think about all the years that Kansas City lost with Alex Smith. How many years? Even the first year of Patrick Mahomes, they lost. They took beatings. I remember the game against Andrew Luck, his rookie year. Alex Smith they were up like 25 points, and Andrew Luck came back and beat them. And so I'm just saying, it's a growing pains. But Gilbert, back to what I want to ask you: do you think there is a possibility that the Chargers would go for Cooper Kupp? 1, 2. What would Cooper Kupp bring to the Chargers, except for a trio of whites when it comes to Latimer, Justin Herbert, and Cooper Kupp? You have the Bermuda white triangle.
Will Dissly and Hayden Hurst?
I know, a bunch of whites.
Just get a white running back and you're set there. Carson Steele, anybody. But obviously, I think maybe the Chargers will pick up the phone and explore interest, because Cooper Kupp will make every team better in the league. Like I told Victor this earlier, like maybe he's not a better pure wide receiver than Devontae Adams, but he provides more than Devontae Adams. He's good in the running game. He's good in the pre-snap motion. He's a great blocker. He just does the dirty work, and that's as a Harbaugh player, that's what you want, a guy who makes all the dirty work. So, but obviously the Rams want a high draft pick. Like, you're really going to give up a second-round pick or probably third-round pick, to be honest here. That's what they're going to get. When you could build the offensive line, maybe you could draft a wide receiver that's younger. And I always go back to this, Fernando. If you're going to give up on Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, you know what you signed up for. You know it's going to be a transition year of having a bad wide receivers or young wide receivers, and you fix the salary cap for a reason. Why go mess that up by taking out some money from a veteran player? Why mess that up by losing a draft pick? So stick to the plan. I get it. You want more in this season, but they brought in Harbaugh and Ortiz to have a long-term vision, to win the damn Super Bowl, not to go push the Chiefs in the first round and lose in the fourth quarter. Like, if you get Cooper Kupp, you're not going to beat the Chiefs. You're not going to beat the Ravens. I'm not sure you will beat the Bills or the Texans. You are a middling team that's a wild card team. You probably won't even beat the Steelers either. We already saw that movie. You're probably a 7th or 6th seed. Do you really want that, to have Cooper Kupp and get you there to the playoffs and lose one and done? We saw that with the Dolphins. They're one and done every year. The Steelers are one and done every year. You're here to win the damn Super Bowl, and the plan was in place this offseason. Why would you ruin that? I think that's why when you see maybe trade rumors for high-profile players, the Chargers are never involved, because there's a big vision there. Say it's a Mike Williams and get him back for a 6th-round pick. Go ahead and do that. That's not gonna hurt your future. Maybe you get Deontay Johnson for a 5th-round pick, or Adam Thielen, or Darius Slayton. those guys, go ahead and do it. But guys are going to cost you second or third round pick and a bunch of money, dead cap. Why would you ruin the future there? So I get it. People are eager. They want to win now. People might call me a hater, but I think Monday night showed all the holes there for this roster that, Jim Harbaugh was a great coach and he's going to fix it. It just might be more of a 2-year plan. So I'll put the question back to you for now. Do you think they should go for a big wide receiver like that, where it might cost you a high draft pick, it might cost you some money, but you're right there in the games like you mentioned?
No, because what if Cooper gets hurt 2 weeks in? What if
He
he
gets
comes
hurt
in
all
with
the
an injury?
time.
I know that's another thing. Cooper's gonna go to like a Chiefs.
I hope not.
Well, yeah, a Chiefs, a
Even
Bills,
me, I don't want to see that.
Something like that, like a team like maybe even the Buccaneers, something like that.
Yeah, Buccaneers. Yeah.
That's where it feels like they're gonna go. So, what's up, guys? Is it true that the Rams have interest in Darnold, trading Stafford for Darnold and planning to?
Whoa, you said a swap Matthew Stafford and where are people seeing this rumor? Somebody mentioned that at House of Horns too.
Gil, Stafford. Are you any relation to Gilbert Manzano?
Let me know. My half brother Mexico is named Gilberto. My real father is named Gilberto. My real grandfather is named Gilberto. So there's many of us out there. And thank you for the money at the air. I appreciate you.
And you're the best.
I'm not beating a dead horse. I'm sorry. I'm just giving analysis because I wasn't on the show last night to piss off Dan and Diego. I will piss him off today though.
My poor brother. I'm just saying, and no, I don't think they should go for Cooper Kupp. Like you said, if it's a Mike Williams, if it's something like that, like I think I saw Njoku only has 1 more year left on his contract.
Oh, that'd be a good one. Yeah,
that one might be a good one, especially with these tight ends. It could help. Jorge and Boltillo and everybody. He's about to come on. Don't worry. We're just going over Monday Night Football, and then he'll jump in here. Oh God, Brock. That's our guy, Brock. What's up, man?
All right, I will piss him off for you.
No.
I got you. That's what I do best here.
Oh my God. No, Hilberto, I love you, my brother. That was an awesome what you just said. Absolutely correct. That is not what you said was wrong. I love it. That is the plan to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, there you go.
Brock,
we all agree.
Hey, Brock. We appreciate it, Brock. You're the best. Yeah. The real Coach Hines.
Okay. I
appreciate all the love, Brock. But yeah, just going back to it, there's no need to sell the farm. It's like Dan was saying yesterday. Jim knows these guys coming out this next year. He's recruited them. He knows them. That's why Pete Carroll and some of these guys were so successful coming in from college, because they knew. And Pete didn't really hit on the first and second rounders. He was hitting on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th undrafted. Those are the kind of guys that they were hitting on. I think that these guys are going to be able to hit more. But, I mean, we'll just see what happens in that with the Chargers there. But good discussion there, Gilberto. Honest, and I agree with you. I wrote yesterday, you don't have to sell the farm. Just go get somebody that could help open up things. So we'll see what happens there.
We agree right there. Good line.
Exactly. And we've both covered the team, so we know exactly what the ins and outs are, and we understand. And you're just bringing the facts.